ourselves into that suffering. Bhagwan beautifully says, if you unclutch and just stop engaging yourself, understand whatever happens, happens as your responsibility, but you do not have to engage. The lesser we engage, the more the thoughts go down and we are in the space of oneness with Paramashiva. The engagement in the outer world is the only thing that we need to stop and get engaged with Paramashiva as the ultimate. Bhagavan beautifully says, will you become me? The whole space of how we exist is only Paramashiva. It is only Him who is making us talk, walk, decide, and manifest, understanding the very core that we do not exist. The deep sleep, there is no body. We don't have this body at all, and there is no mind. However difficult our times are, we have a sound sleep because in the deep sleep we know nothing can be lost from us, nothing can be added to us. We are the Purnatva. We know every day we experience that and we don't have the body, we don't have the mind. But still, that is an unconscious space where we do not experience the awareness, the witness. So Bhagavan says you can get into that same space when you start engaging yourself into the higher reality who you are. Recognizing that all it needs is the recognition of that space and stop engaging with this world, you will recognize that ultimate. Bhagavan beautifully gives the Apta Pramana. The Apta Pramana, how Ravana took the first flight and for the test, and he took it from Kubera, his half-brother, and which was gifted by Brahma to Kubera. Vishwakarma made the ultimate vehicle, the Vimana, for it to just function on the willpower. And Ravana knows all the greatest science because he is a great Shiva Bhakta. He's gone beyond the mind in terms of all this, but only caught up in one lust pattern. Otherwise, he is the master of all the Shaktis. This is from the Valmiki Ramayana, Yuddha Kanda, Sarga 127, verse 29-30. Beautifully, the breath dimension, the Apta Pramana for the breath dimension, how he, Vishwakarma, was able to manifest the Vimana just by the visualization power and make it as a reality. All these great saints, all these great powers were beautifully in all of us to experience. Bhagwan beautifully explains in
Suddenly I saw the cosmic geometrical representation. That time I did not know the word, only now, later on I came to know it is Sri Yantra in the golden, shining, absolute energy light form. And then Devi appeared in this very form. She is gracing now with Lakshmi and Saraswati. When I had darshan, I saw only Devi, Bhuvaneshwari. Here she is gracing with Lakshmi and Saraswati. There, when I had darshan, I saw her only this form, the Angushan, Pashan, Abhayan, Varada. It's just too much. Too much. Slowly, that very geometry and that form both disappeared into my inner space. Then I went back to home, carved the deity as I experienced in the stone. Devi, the same way I saw in stone, and carved that Sri Chakra the same way I saw in copper plate. This happened. You can see the yantra I carved after the darshan at the age of 10. And this is the deity of the Devi. This is the deity of the Devi I carved at the age of 10. Actually, this happened during Navaratri time only. I do not know whether it happened exactly on the 4th day, 5th day and all that, but during the Navaratri time, let me enter into the...
So amazing. Bhagwan's Atma Pramashivam.
Bhagwan, how he saw, and just once they are able to carve. Now the Balasans, how and how they are asking to do the power, drawing and writing the whole thing, and she is able to manifest the power beautifully and clearly. All this great science is for all of us to experience. The power manifestation is for each one of us to have a conscious breakthrough. You can have the cameras ready. If you have the Jnananjan in your Kantamala, apply in your third eye and your temples. If you have Krishnashila or banyan leaf or a mirror, or you have the Kavi Vastra, the orange cloth, any of them is also fine. You can use the Jnananjan you have in the Kantamala. You can apply in there and apply in your third eye and your temples. So if you don't have, you can have the basma and your kumkum so that you can have the detox happen. You can have a pen and paper ready. All that you need to do is if somebody draws something, your partner, you have to be able to draw just through your third eye, the breath dimension. Actually, breath dimension, Bhagavan says, is all the art forms, not just drawing, all the art forms just by listening to a instrument, new instrument, just once. The Balasans were able to play the instruments. And just by seeing something, 3D view, they were able to sculpt anything, just one glimpse, just like how Bhagavan said. He had a darshan and he was able to carve Sri Chakra. If you have drawn Sri Chakra, you will know how many triangles and how many times we use the eraser. Literally, the eraser disappears before the diagram. But Bhagavan carved it directly in the copper and it stayed forever. And the Bhagavan says the blueprint of Shiva is the Meru, the Sri Chakra. All of us, the Sri lines and sounds are so crazy inside, how confused we are. But for Bhagavan, it's so pure. And at the age of 10, he clearly remembers that how he can manifest. Bhagavan can manifest all the powers and much more. All he's expecting all of us in courtyard, he says, I am sitting with you and I am going to manifest. All you need to do is drop your thought and surrender your identity. That's all we need. We'll get a passport to Kailasha. So let's get into the deep space of oneness. We can have a partner draw, or we can have a books placed little further away which has deities, or you can have living enlightenment books far away in such a way that you can just see the down, and whatever is in that you can draw. End of the cycle, you can verify. Not only it clears some drawing, but also clears your breath dimension. All the root patterns, we hurt ourselves so much. And all the powerless space is sitting in the length and breadth dimension. The frequency is so low because of the powerless space we engage continuously. When we start doing manifesting all these powers, we start dropping all that and creating a pure space where we can see that we are Paramashiva. All this power manifestation, nothing but it just moves all the confusion so that we can become more clear the purpose of our life, the purpose of how we are all gods and goddesses. Brahmanya Bahuputratam, the favorite inheritance of cosmos, is why we are here. If you are in the session, even you have stepped into the session for the first time, be very clear. Because you stepped into this place, you are the favorite inheritance of cosmos. Bhagavan says, even if you have moved a coconut once, I have gone to your depth dimension. All I need you is to hold that space, be available, and hold that bhava. Simply you will manifest the powers. How the Sutra said, when you fix yourself on Shakti, when you're able to hold yourself on your inner space, that you are Paramashiva, and get into the bhava that you are Paramashiva, sitting with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. You are Parashakti, the happening of the world. You are watching, you are doing things, you are the happening, you are the Parashakti. You exist as Parashakti is the realization. You start understanding the identity, what you are just melts away. When you chant the Mahavakya and entangle with Bhagavan. Bhagavan is in the quantum space. We start seeing him as matter because we are in the matter form. We start chanting the Mahavakya. Simply, Bhagavan says, you will see him disappear in the asana and you will be vibrating in the same frequency that Bhagavan is and manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. So let's start deep meditation of being in the oneness and being in the bhava, continuously listening to our chanting. That's why we need to chant and listen for the thoughts to just drop and frequency to raise. The more you are able to raise the frequency, the more you are in the oneness with Paramashiva. Everything is in oneness space. You can tap any intelligence, even the building's blueprint you will be able to draw if you go into that oneness space with Paramashiva. So let's experience that oneness and not only manifest the powers, but also we can command the reality, whatever we want to, the auspiciousness and abundance starts flowing in us. That is the true reality, whether we believe it or not. Let's experience it. It is going to anyway happen. We are the experiencer. Like Krishna told Arjuna, I have already killed everybody. You just shoot and make a pose of it and become a hero of it. That's all we need to do. We just sit here and surrender ourselves and experience whatever is happening around us and enjoy the whole Brahmanya Bahuputratam. That's why he said, you're $1 trillion kid. You are just here to enjoy yourself. Hold only that cognition. I will do everything for you. Such a compassionate mother, such a compassionate space. Third eye. Bring that Parashakti in your third eye and experience the chant the Mahavakya. Intensely chant the Mahavakya. Just remembering Parashakti, Devi, and chanting the Mahavakya, melting into the Devi itself, Paramashiva space, and experiencing oneness with Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amritapur, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amritapur, let the Vani open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Such a beautiful space. Please open your eyes and whatever you have drawn, verify with your partner or the book that you had for drawing the pictures. You think these are not possible for you or these are not going to helpful, but Bhagavan has come down to give us this ultimate science. How it can be the pills that you take is after all very small. You don't go and do a scientific study. Maximum you go and see the chemistry of that and see how the side effect is, but you don't do a research whether it is going to help you or not. You just trust the science, and it's after all a very small pill that you take and it heals your body. Bhagavan gives these simple, very kiddish exercises, yes, but something phenomenal. The breath dimension is like Vishwakarma, who can just manifest a Vimana, the ultimate science. We are starting with the basics of just drawing whatever is seen in the book, in others' book, as our diagram. Just surrender all these, the thoughts, and you will start understanding, you will start cognizing that you can manifest all the powers. You are divine. You can manifest all the powers. If at all you're thinking that it's not for me, I don't believe all this, I have never done power manifestation, then it's exactly for you, Bhagavan says. Just sit down and experience the space. Simply, you will start manifesting. Yes, sometimes it takes a time, sometimes it's very fast. Like some people just start manifesting the day one. Some people take years to experience, but it is true. Both are manifesting at the end of the cycle. Like one kid starts talking when she is like about 8 months, and one kid start talking only 7 years. But ultimately at 10 years, both of them are talking. So the science is available, and science is the possibility that in us, if we are experiencing the happiness in deep sleep. There's nobody in the planet Earth says, no, I hate deep sleep. All of us love the space. That is one thing which makes everybody, every being happy. That is because of the nothingness. The outside world doesn't exist. The body doesn't exist. The five senses doesn't exist. They call it the thief. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, in spite of the thief, you entered inside. How did you do it? And simply we have to left Paramashiva access beyond the senses and thoughts that we are stuck so deeply that we think. But Bhagavan says it's just a layer. It's like the falls on the moon is seen because of the shining moon. If the moon is not shining, we cannot see it. We have all the faults that cannot be rectified. All the fears and all the greed need not be fixed. It will just disappear, he's saying, if you wake up. All the fear is because in the dream we are having fears and greed and lust and anger, frustration, cunningness. But when you wake up, even the worst of worst, who was Arunagiri Yogeshwara or Valmiki, they were murderers. And Angulimala, he was a murderer. He killed everybody and he wanted to kill Buddha. That core space, but they all surrendered. The surrender immediately made them manifest Paramashiva in them. Every moment for everybody, there is a greatest opening of understanding we are Paramashiva, the ultimate. Only our decision, our surrender that we are Paramashiva, start living that in every thought, every action, every word that we speak, and view everybody, everything also as Paramashiva. That's a faster way, Bhagavan says, because doing for ourselves is always the most tough. But if you see others, is the most easy. Uddhava is given that great science by Krishna. The last thing that Krishna gave Uddhava was, see everything as pure love and as Krishna. You will experience Krishna inside you and manifest the consciousness as reality. Now, holding that space, the Paramashiva is the reality. Paramashiva in all of us. Paramashiva in everything that exists. Parashakti in everything that is happening. Devi herself, the mother. How compassionate your mother, like billion times more compassionate she is. Waiting to manifest through you. All you need to do is unclutch from every thought. Hold only Paramashiva. Be determined. The determined becomes will persistence. Bhagavan says determination is like a curd and will persistence is like a ghee. Ghee is not seen in the curd, but if you hold it, you will experience it. It has it. All the curd has the ghee in it. So let's chant the Mahavakya for second cycle. Just merge into Paramashiva. Surrender to Paramashiva again and again with a deep devotion, deep sacrifice of the thoughts, nothing else. That is the Tyaga. All we need to do is sacrifice of our thoughts. Nothing else. And we don't sacrifice anything. Everything is existing and much more clear and much more alive. When we sacrifice the thought and look in more awareness, our own life with more reality, that is consciousness. Nothing is lost. Nothing can be lost. We are Paramashiva. Only thing we have to lose is the layer of that stinking thoughts, the past that we are carrying heavily on us, which is not by nature also. By nature, the kids, babies do not stink. They don't carry thoughts. Slowly they are engaging and then they start carrying it. Now we are learning to drop it consciously to Bhagwan's lotus feet and again surrender to Bhagwan's lotus feet and start chanting the Mahavakya intensely. Don't bother about anything, just intensely from your navel center, your navel. That is where your DNA, your very DNA changes when you connect with your navel center and start chanting from your navel center, Bhagwan says. So listening is God. You start listening, you raise in the frequency and start chanting from your navel center. The thoughts disappear and you experience the highest power of Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya and experience the oneness with Paramashiva, Parashakti. Again and again, hold Paramashiva in your third eye. And whatever appears in your third eye, start drawing that. Don't bother it is right or wrong. You are Paramashiva, you are right. Let's hold that and start manifesting the powers of breath dimension.
Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda.
Beautiful. Now, please open your eyes and verify the details and enriching and causing time. Contribute to others' life. Why should I contribute to others' life? All of them who contribute to others' life are manifesting the highest powers of Paramashiva. There's a beautiful story when the king was so flourishing and he had one person who did not study. He said, go and take care of the village for me. And he said, take whatever they give. And the guy asked, what should I do with what they give? You buy what is not there in this palace. So he gave back all that to the villagers and said, you're all free from all the debt. And he burnt all the forms and everything. And he said back to the king that I have bought the beautiful space for you. And king was not happy. But one day when he was threatened and the kingdom was taken up by the enemies, he had to safeguard his family and he ran to this village. And he had a wonderful greet and wonderful space for him to settle down. What we have is always our thinking, our thoughts, our own self, all the time, me, me, me. When you contribute to others' life, their life start occupying us. Less of me starts happening. The less of me, the inner image, starts going down. Beautifully, the real humbleness starts happening as reality. The contribution to others' life again and again is where we are creating the space in us for us to reside, the Paramashiva's pure space, for you to build the Kailasha in your inner space. Same way, the dollar that is offered every time in every temple, if you see Tirupati Hundi, is most famous because of the offerings of all the karmas. When you offer whatever you have, even a unit of your currency, doesn't matter, it has to be something big. But the habit of offering without thinking, simply because it is the ritual, again and again builds the kavacha for you. The dharma protects. When you protect the dharma protects you. It's the thought, it's the action. It is not the value of how much, but it is the thought and the action which protects you, because you are protecting it constantly. A person who doesn't believe in God had a son, Narayana, and every time he used to shout, Narayana, come and help me. Only thing he did in his whole life was keep the son's name as Narayana. When he died, the Yamaduta came and Vishnuduta came. They said, you cannot take him from us. They said he was an atheist. He didn't believe in anything. But Vishnuduta said, he called out Narayana every time. That's all I cherish. So the Yamaduta had to go and he was taken to heaven. Even one small task, the cosmos values completely differently. Not the way we engage in our life calculatively, but more in the context. When you continuously offer your contribution by sharing your thoughtful currents and your powerful space to others and not feeling shy about it, not feeling that something wrong about it, clearly defining I am Paramashiva, which is the truth. If you start becoming a truth, the others will not resist and they will also see you as Paramashiva. They'll start bowing down to you. And you offer and contribute to Kailasha that protects you to the ultimate. Krishna could not destroy Karna because of the punya. Only after removing the punya, he was able to do anything. The dharma protects us always, whatever little we offer, but the thoughts that we have to offer protects us. All these great signs are taught to us every single day by Bhagavan, so that we align to the real dharma and experience the Paramashiva in each of us. Let's surrender all the thoughts and all the powerful cognition to Bhagwan's lotus feet, and again surrender with a deep surrender and gratitude. Thank Bhagwan for all that he's showering on us, and thanking all of you, hundreds of you, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. And thank yourself and do Anga Pradakshina to yourself. Go around yourself and thank you are here listening to these great things. And with a deep gratitude and surrender and seeking that I am Paramashiva, let's end this session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudishyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. See you after the darshan for manifestation, and after that the satsangs and